Seems to be recording. 20 now. Oops. Yeah, dropping everything. Isabel's walking by. Sure, what the heck.
Okay. Go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Hi everybody. We figured we'd do a little background video to launch our channel today, and want to talk a little bit about who we are and how we met, and where we are now, and kind of where we plan on going, and take you along with our family as we travel and hopefully eventually retire in a nice warm place. So I'm John, and
I'm May.
and back in 2013 we met. Late 2013, we met online. September. I thought May was pretty cute. She had some giant eyeglasses. And she kept pestering me all the time. So,
Oh no.
But I traveled over there in November of 2013, and we met in person for the first time and spent 2.5 weeks or so over. So really enjoyed each other's company, and life continued from there. So for the next year, I think I went over 3 times, was it?
Yeah, 3 times.
3 times. And then we set up, got our marriage license in the summer of 2014, and I went back just before it expired, actually. And because it takes a little bit of a process if you're getting married in the Philippines. You have to get a certificate of no impediments in marriage, which is basically you saying that you're single, and you have to go to the U.S. Embassy and have them notarize that, and then bring that to the city offices, City Hall, and then it takes it took about 2 weeks to issue the license.
Yeah, 2 weeks to get that.
And then it only lasts for like 30 days or 60 days. 60 days.
60 days.
So I think we're at like day 57 or 58 when I finally got back over, and we got married on August 2nd.
60 days like a
yeah, no, like 90 days. It's like 90 Day Fiance, but in the Philippines.
60 days in the Philippines. Just kidding.
And I got over there just in time. We got married in well, it was the marriage license says Trace, but it was really
Married in Gentry?
Well, General Reyes, was it?
General Reyes, yeah. And Mangahan.
So we had 130 people at my wedding, like 4 of which I knew. All the rest were May's family, or just people I think who wanted free lechon baboy.
No, crazy. Some are my friends in City Hall, my co-workers. So they're I don't know. They're all my friends.
Extended family, extended friends.
Yeah, that's the right English.
Yeah. And I'll give you one tip. If you are getting married in the Philippines, I thought I would do it as a sort of a American tradition where I'd wear a tux, and May would be in a very pretty dress, which she was. Tux, completely wrong choice for the Philippines. I was sweating profusely the whole time.
Hey, because we married in the garden wedding. I mean,
well, it was August too.
Yeah, so.
But I should have wore a barong, and the officiant for our wedding was a politician.
Yeah.
And I guess with 130 people there as a captive audience, he figured he would be able to just, do a little bit of a campaign speech. And there were some funny moments of that I wish I would have captured on video. He would switch from Tagalog to English, but it was taking a really long time, and I kept wiping my now bald head off during the whole process. But and then we honeymooned. It's in Palawan, and I love it down there.
Yeah.
It was Sabang.
Sabang.
Right near the underground river. We were right on the beach. Beautiful place. I'll try and throw up a couple of photos in between this, or at least put them on screen someplace so you can see what that looked like. But really wish I didn't have to leave there. Really enjoyed it. And so when I got back to the U.S., I think in November we had all the paperwork ready because it takes a little while to get the marriage certificate
Yeah.
through PSA or
I just
NBI
did
or expedited.
Yeah, you have to expedite that.
So I mean, right now it's crazy. We're working on some visas for parents, but back then it was a pretty efficient process for the CR1. We put everything in November of 2014, and by June of 2015, May was here. And I think that was, your interview was in May, because I went back for the interview and then I went home while we waited on the visa, and
And
I
then
came
you go
back,
back.
and brought her and Isabel over, or came over with them. So it was a very short process back then. Now, you know, it's
Because of the
taken,
pandemic.
yeah, well, pandemic and
How long is the process again at that time?
7 months.
7 months,
for us. And now, I mean, your parents, we applied for their IR5 visa in July of
July.
2019.
Last year.
And, you know, luckily in March of this year, we got some paperwork saying, hey, you're approved at the first stage, it's off to NVC, and
Can't wait.
it's been dead kind of since then because of the shutdown of the IR5 visa, at least until another couple weeks. December 21st, I think, is when
Yeah.
that executive order expires. So all that's moving along, and eventually we'll have May's parents living here with us.
Yep. It's gonna be fun.
So I'll know even less Tagalog, but there'll be more of it going around the house. Hi, Mike. So our kids are wandering around. So if you see our eyes kind of moving back and forth, it's making sure they're not
Oh my
getting
god, you found it.
to stuff.
Hang there.
So since since May and Isabel have come here, and then May actually was pregnant with Mike, who
Yeah.
just walked by.
Oh, tell the story about the what is that? When we're in the plane, they don't want us.
Oh, that was another pro tip. So I had booked tickets originally. I'd used some miles to book tickets out of Hong Kong. At the time we were living in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I booked those tickets, and then I bought a separate set of tickets from Cebu Pacific from Hong Kong to Manila.
Manila.
But when we went to check in, they wanted the doctor's note for May to be able to fly, and of course we didn't have one. It
We
didn't
don't
say
have
there was
that.
any restrictions, and on American Airlines, which I booked the main tickets, there were no restrictions. You could fly up until you felt comfortable. So I didn't really think to dig deeper into Cebu Pacific, and so they denied my wife being able to fly. I
Yeah.
didn't feel like flying without her. So I had to run over to Cathay Pacific, and we put, I think, 3 tickets. Me, her, and Isabel was $1,300 one way from Manila to Hong Kong. And luckily,
So that we don't miss the
yeah, missed the flight the next day. I had booked an extra day, so we'd spend a day in Hong Kong because May was pregnant at the time. I didn't want her jumping on a 16-hour flight to Dallas right away. So we had an extra day to make sure that everything fit in, and we got to Hong Kong successfully. Although even on Cathay Pacific, they came to you on the plane and wanted to know
Oh yeah,
where
they
your
kept asking me how much is my belly, how many months is that?
yeah.
And then I just count.
We scaled it back somewhat just to make sure we got there. But they in the end they let us go, and once we got to Hong Kong, we had to stay at the Conrad there. It was beautiful, and then we
Yeah.
got back to the airport the next day and rode a 16-hour flight. And then what happened in Dallas?
Oh yeah, in Dallas we get stranded for how many?
It was it wasn't quite a day,
Delayed,
but
yeah.
they canceled the flight. We were supposed to fly at 10, and they canceled the flight.
I think everything there in the store is closed, so I'm really hungry. And
Yeah.
this is the funny one. I asked him to buy a food, and what did you?
Well, there was nothing open until morning because we were sleeping on cots. They weren't even giving out hotel vouchers, and so in the morning I went to another terminal, and the only thing open was McDonald's. So I got a McGriddle, and I brought it back, and I bought a breakfast burrito. Well, I mean, May told me, I said, "You want anything?" She said, "Go find rice."
Find rice, yeah, because I was just, it's my first time, and then I was expecting that you guys have in America, you guys have tons of restaurant with a rice, but it's not.
Yeah.
Well, sadly. So he bought. What did he buy?
McGriddle.
McGriddle, and then I was just expecting that it is a hamburger. So I didn't know. So I just okay. This is their hamburger. I still love the Philippines. I still love the burger in the Philippines.
She was thinking it was Jollibee, I guess.
I thought that's a burger. Well, now I know. Now that is a breakfast.
I kind of wondered why she took a couple bites and then wrapped it up and stuffed it in her purse. I think the hash brown went down. But,
yeah, the hash brown is good. I like it. Well,
so yeah, it was. But I did take you to Five Guys later on, and you got to see what a decent burger was. And now every burger that I take her to is expensive because she always wants to go to Five Guys.
Yeah, I like Five Guys. Yeah.
So we finally made it back to Michigan, and we lived there. Well, my son Mike was born there. So he was conceived in Philippines, born in the U.S., and then we lived there for about a little over a year.
Yeah.
I've been in. I was Navy a long time ago, and I've been in defense aerospace for many years now, 26, 27 years, and I got transferred from Grand Rapids to Cincinnati area shortly after that 1 year was up. So initially we moved to just north of Cincinnati, out in the suburbs, and really didn't have a whole lot of time. Being May was kind of new to house shopping, and thought that 1,700 square feet was too big, mahal, and so getting transferred down and selling the other house and everything, we just ended up in a 3-bedroom apartment for a couple of years. I'm only planning on 1 year, and then the additional years because I cover Middle East countries mostly, so I was doing a lot of traveling. We just didn't have a chance to house shop before that year was up. But then a year or 2 years after we moved there, we had a break, and I decided, not a break. No, we're still together. I had a little bit of break in traveling, so we looked for some houses, and May picked this very small house in Kentucky that's like nearly 4,000 square feet. So
I choose that. There's a saying that happy wife, happy life, right?
This is true. And maybe it works out well because there would be space for your
parents, my mom and my dad, yeah.
When they get here, so. But loving it down here, nice area.
Yeah.
May is.
I got tons of friends here. I love it.
May's made friends everywhere she's gone, whether it was in Michigan or Ohio, and it seems like a Filipino magnet. When you go out, all the other Filipinos get attracted to you, and so I've met a lot of people through May in that way as well. So it's been a great experience, and so we've been married now almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years next year in August. Yeah. We've been together 7 years. So I guess it's a success story. She hasn't killed me yet.
Oi!
So.
No, it's not. I'm not.
I won't edit that part out either. So just don't. Okay, I have like 6 years until I can retire, and hopefully the world's opened up again, and we can get out and go someplace else. My desire all along has been to move to the Philippines when I retire, and I know initially, even though she didn't express it, May was a little kind of hesitant on, oh my God, I got to America. No,
yeah, he's
taking me home.
He's bringing me back in Philippines, which is, I like it, but he's bringing me in province. I'm born in Pangasinan, in Umingan, so I'm a Ilocana, but my blood is Ilocana, and then half Ilocana and half Bisaya. My mom is from Palawan, but I grew up in Manila, so if I got a thick accent, so you can tell that I'm half stop it.
Oi.
Half Ilocana and then half Bisaya. So yep.
Well, your dad was a Marine.
Yeah,
so
my dad is a Marines and my mom is a housewife.
I'm not sure why the Marine let her marry a sailor, but it worked out. But you did get to travel around a bit when you were younger, when your dad was
Yeah,
assigned places and stuff.
when I was young. But oh yeah, I grew up in Malacanang. If you wanna look at the 20 pesos in front of that where I live, between of Deep Ilog Pasig. Oh yeah, that's true.
So you've had an interesting
Huh?
beginning of your life, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah, and now
I
it's
swim in the Ilog Pasig before.
yeah. The Navy guys call that something different, but we won't get into that for this video for family reasons. So. But the idea was I would really like to retire there, not only because I like the area, I think it allows me to retire a little bit younger. I mean, I'm eligible to retire in a little under 6 years. I could go longer, but May wants me to enjoy my retirement. I'd certainly like to enjoy my term. I think it's just she doesn't want to push me around in a wheelchair when I'm retired.
No, I want you to enjoy your retirement while you were still young. Then you're just sitting on the wheelchair and then spending your money. It's different, baby.
Well, I like to travel with the kids too. I've traveled all my life mainly for work in the Navy, and I've been 36 countries or something like that. But I like the kids to experience a little bit of that as well. So it'll be fun to hit some places that I've been to and I haven't been to, and let them see that. I actually have 5 kids. Two are older, 32 and 22 would be my son and my older daughter. And then I have Taya, who's 12. No, 11. Yeah, sorry. And Isabel, who's 8, and then Mike, who's 5. So it keeps me young, I guess. But I really wanted to kind of retire in Palawan. And so our plan was this year, actually our plan was probably last year, to go look for property, and just everything's been really busy. This year I started out, I was actually over in the Middle East in March, and when all this stuff started happening, and kind of hoping it would just be sort of a short COVID episode.
But it's not.
But it hasn't been. So that killed our plans this year.
Hopefully next year.
And it'd be great if her parents were here, because I'd like to take 4 or 5 weeks of time over there to explore and kind of look for the right property. I mean, you don't really call the realtor over there and say, hey,
I don't think so.
There's no MLS or anything.
Mm-hmm. If you guys have any advice from us, advice
for us.
For us, just
leave in the comments.
Leave a comment, yeah.
But we'd like to get over there and spend some time, find some property, and get that taken care of, and then start working on what the house is going to look like and sit on the property. Mm-hmm. And we still have, I think May and I have some differences on the property. I just have, my requirements are, it has to have electricity, some type of water that isn't a well. It needs to have internet, and it can't be across the street from a piggery or a vulcanization shop. Other than that, I'm kind of open. I'd want a little bit bigger lot than what would be like a standard Filipino lot. I'd like a backyard where I can do a little gardening, or put in a small pool and do some stuff. Been watching a lot of the guys who are way ahead of us, who are over there. I sit on YouTube quite a bit, and I followed My PI Dreams and Casa Tex Pina, and Retired and Happy in the Philippines. So I've been, thank you guys for doing all those videos and doing your build process step by step, because it's really given me an idea of what the good things are and some of the pitfalls you've gone through. Mm-hmm. And that's been really helpful. Started out kind of watching them when I was on travel, because I couldn't get the same TV shows and stuff that I was here without using a VPN, so I just was watching those videos when I was traveling around the Middle East. But really started getting my wife into sort of watching them. She'd kind of look at me like, what the heck are you doing? But they're very interesting, and if you guys haven't checked them out, I'll make sure that I put those those channels in the introduction or whatever below. I'm not really good at this YouTube thing yet. So you'll be able to go out and see those videos as well, and pick up some tips. But I think the idea is maybe by 2026 to pull chocks, as we used to say in naval aviation, and take off and land in the Philippines and start building that dream house of ours, or of my
My
wife's.
dream house.
Her dream house. I'll have nothing to do with it. Maybe I'll get a Hilux out of it or something. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. But reason why I went out and launched the channel is to just kind of talk about our life and some of the adventures we'll have. I plan on taking, we have a couple of GoPros. My wife just decided,
Yeah,
I had an
I
8,
got
so she wanted a
here.
9.
Go
It's
from
charging.
9.
It just arrived today, so
I forgot to do unboxing for that, but well, I just.
there was only ripping the bottom off and pulling the case out now. I'll take my camera or this camera when I travel the Middle East, and obviously I can't take you on military bases, but I'll try and document some of that travel I do on my own, and we'll go through some of a Fil-AM marriage life and what it's like, and just our adventures. And then eventually I'd like to get to the point where we document our trips over to the Philippines and our property search.
Yeah.
And
Can't
then,
wait for that.
And then, yeah. And then I like to really do the step-by-step house thing so that everybody keeps learning from each other as we all go through this process and any changes that happen. So if there's anything you'd like to know about us or like to see,
Just comment below.
yep.
And then don't forget to subscribe.
I'm sure there's some box around here someplace.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you taking the time to watch the videos. We'll post more. I have a few older clips of kind of my first trips to the Philippines that won't have a lot of narration, but they're like life out the back of a jeepney for a
Jeepney.
6'1" guy.
I think you still have the video for the one that you're in tricycle, I think.
Yes. So I'll post those up, and then our son just had some surgery yesterday. He was born with a facial neva or birthmark, and so he's had a couple of surgeries. Yesterday was the last one.
Yeah.
So we'll get that video up this weekend as well. We're both kind of busy. This isn't going to be a daily vlog or vlog, but we'll post videos as we find fun things to talk about and enjoying sharing our life with you. So thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys.
We'll see you later.